Hey guys, how's it going today? So what am I working on now? I'm working on a 2016, I think it is, Buick Encore, little SUV. Actually, these are cute little vehicles. I will give them that. I don't know if I could own one, but it's a cute little vehicle. Have a couple of issues with certain things depending on what motor you have, but really haven't seen too many problems with these things. But anyway, regardless. So the customer came in, and a while back we had fixed, not that we had fixed, but it came in with a check engine light, and it turned out it had a gas cap code. And I checked it out, and if I remember correctly, it was just that the gas cap was loose. I fixed that. It was fine for a while. And she told me that every once in a while, she came in now, she told me every once in a while she realizes she gets the tether for the gas cap stuck in between the cap and where the seal is. Okay, it happens on our minivan too. Anyway, the other thing she said was the check engine light's on now, and OnStar told her it's the same code, a PO420. Not the same code. PO420 is cat efficiency. Now, she also stopped at an AutoZone or whatever, and she took a photo of what they found, and it's a PO299 engine underboost. She did say that when she hits hilly areas, she did notice that the vehicle doesn't perform like it used to. The car's only got 64,000 miles on it. So what else could be going on? Now, one thing that did happen at some point was something happened with the cooling system. And she said she had something that had to get replaced because it lost all its cooling. What exactly that means, I don't know. So, could there be damage to the turbo? I don't know. So anyway, I'm in it. I got my scanner hooked up. I haven't done anything yet. I'm going to turn the key on, and we're going to go through, and we're going to look to see what codes are actually there. Because OnStar gave one code, AutoZone gave another code. So let's find out what's actually there. So here we are. Let's just turn the key on. And let's turn... How do you turn this thing off? Like that. Okay. So let's go here. Okay, doing automatic ID. That's perfect. Oh, it's at 15 Encore. 15 Encore. 64,000 miles. Okay, perfect. We're going to do a code scan. Pre-scan. I think I mentioned before the pre-scan and post-scan, that's usually for body shops or warranty companies. So there we do have engine underboost. Cat efficiency. All right. So, test not passed since power up. See, this one says warning indicator requested. This one does not. I don't know why. So, let's let this thing go through its motions here. It's at 47%. You see the green line up top. And I've mentioned before, if I try to scroll down or whatever, it'll always kick me back to the first screen as it gets to the next module. So, let's just let it go. It's at 61. I'm just going to pause this for a minute. You don't have to sit through the whole thing. Alright, so everything's done there. Let's just scroll through, see what else, if anything else is there. And we got nothing. Just that underboost code and the cat efficiency code. Alright, let's just see. Common replace parts. Now this is not a be-all, end-all. See that? It's coming up with a bad turbocharger. And it tells you, it gives real-world fixes as to what other technicians have found and what they did to fix that actual issue. So let's see. The customer states check engine light is on. Connected found 299. Performed a visual inspection. Air intake no faults. Connected smoke machine. Air intake induced small smoke into the system. Found no leaks. Performed visual inspection. Turbocharger hose connections, but no obvious faults. Remove the turbocharger from inspection and found the turbocharger was soaked with oil. These test results verify the turbocharger was faulty. Correction, replace the turbocharger. Clear codes, perform road test, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I mean, if she did overheat this, it's possible. It's very possible. It's also possible that if it's using oil, it could have damaged the catalytic converter. It's possible. But usually oil will not damage a catalytic converter unless it's absolutely soaking it in oil. Usually the oil will get burned off to the point where when it does hit the catalytic converter, it basically incinerates it. But let's do an inspection. Let's do a visual inspection, see what we got. Alright, so underneath the hood, I don't know, these are cute little cars, I will say that. Underneath the hood, there's our little turbocharger down here. That's a 1.4 liter. It's a small turbo on a small motor. But I mean, everything over here is looking okay. Over here is looking okay. I mean, you got the boost pipes coming out. We're going to put this up in the air. We're just going to inspect underneath. Now, one thing that can cause PO420 codes too, for cat efficiency, is O2 sensors. O2 sensors going bad. Now, the O2 sensors could be going bad from the overheating issue. It's very possible. I have seen that. So, let me set this thing up. Let me put it up in the air. Let's do a visual inspection underneath. Like I said, I'm not sure what was fixed on this cooling system-wise. I'm not sure if she's 100% certain what it was either. She did mention radiator, but like I said, I'm not sure. So, not that I don't believe her, it's just I don't believe anybody until I can actually verify it. It's a good way to be, because I've always gotten burned anytime I believed something that somebody said when it came to what was done on a car. Every time I got burned. Unless it's somebody that I absolutely trust. And there's not many people out there that I absolutely trust. Alright, up in the air, I really can't verify much of anything. There's a lot of sheets on here. I'm not going to bother taking anything down just yet. I don't want to disturb anything. I did look at the O2s. I looked at the wiring just to make sure everything looks okay. In a situation like this, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to road test this thing. I want to see what the turbo's doing. And I'm also going to monitor the O2 sensors. A lot of times what I'll do before I ever do a cat, I'll put in a set of O2 sensors. Reason being is, if you're going to replace the cat, you're going to put in O2 sensors anyway. Replace the O2 sensors first. 60% of the time I've seen it fix the problem of a cat efficiency code. So, may as well put the O2 sensors in first. If it fixes it, great. If not, well, you were going to replace them anyway when you put the cat in. So, let's get this on a road test and see what it does. So I'm out on my little dead-end road here. I just want you to see something. It's showing desired boost pressure at 14.4, but it's showing boost pressure sensor PSI at 14.4. So I'm not quite sure what that's actually supposed to read. I mean, I can understand desired being 14.4, but I would think the boost pressure sensor shouldn't be at 14.4. I'm sitting here idling. So is this thing actually making boost or not making boost, or it thinks it's under boost right now? I don't know. Let's all right. Well, it is making boost. It is making boost. All right. Now I'm just curious why it shows 14.4 at idle. I mean, even with the key, even with the engine not running, here, I'm going to shut it off. It's off. Key is on. It shows 14.4 on both parameters there, which I find kind of odd. But I mean, maybe that's where GM has it start off. I have no idea. Maybe that's maybe it's reading, I don't know, air pressure, like because we're close to sea level. I have no idea. But let's see, just normal. I'm just gonna accelerate mildly. Yeah, I mean, it's making boost. All right, let's pull up, I'm sorry if I'm going off of that. Let's pull up the O2 sensors and see what they're doing. Now, that's the O2. HO2S1, that's the upstream. HO2S2, that's the downstream. You see that pattern on the downstream? That's way too rapid. It should be slow, basically less than half of that. It's pretty much, it's following the upstream, which means the catalytic converter isn't doing anything. I mean, it's doing something, it's just not doing what it's supposed to do. That's way, it's, the peaks and the valleys are just way too great, and it shouldn't be like that. They happen way too rapidly. If the catalytic converter was doing what it was supposed to do, it'd be a much slower transition from high to low. So yeah, we have an issue there. Let me, I'm going to take this thing up the road. I just want to see it. You should see some change in that, I would assume. At least you should. While I'm accelerating. Oh, right in the very beginning there, you see, that's what just happened. You can see it change. There, see how it's sitting low for such a long period of time, and it shouldn't shoot up that quick. That's just not, cat's not doing what it's supposed to do. Like I said, it should be more of a gradual transition. But even still, I would like to try a set of O2 sensors just to see what happens. And now it's acting a little better after I drove. Let me take it for more of a ride and see what happens. There's so much sun, it's kind of hard to see. But there, you can see where I was cruising, and you can see the upstream compared to the downstream. There's where I let go of the throttle and just pulling into this parking lot right now. Now you see the cat seems to be doing what it's doing. I was romping this car too. So the cat seems to be working okay now that it's heated up. But that could be the O2s also. Because see how rapid the upstream is now compared to what it was initially? Remember before it kind of looked like that pattern? And look at that, when it's that pattern, see what the downstream's doing? So I'm going to throw O2s in this first before we go any further. But now the boost code, honestly, I got no idea. It seems to be running fine. And the reason I put it up in the air, I wanted to verify, all the hoses were connected, because I've seen it where a hose blows off. Depending on the customer, they might not even know it. It should have a problem with the mass air meter, you would think, but I've seen stranger things where it just happens to be just connected, and then under boost it pops out a little bit and then goes back. Who knows? But that's the reason for checking it. I kind of doubt we're going to be doing anything with this today, to be totally honest with you, because customers waiting. So I just kind of wanted to show you that, like, this is what I go through on a daily basis, doing stuff like this. And a lot of times people can't wait for their vehicles, or they're waiting for their vehicles and they can't wait for me to actually fix it. Plus, I don't want to be putting O2 sensors in this thing when the cats are at Chernobyl temperatures. Usually I like to get them cold again. Some people say change the O2s when it's hot. Honestly, I think change it when it's cold. That's where I have the best luck. Usually when it's hot, for some reason, I guess probably because the metal's a little bit softer or whatever, whenever they've been hot, that's when I have the most problems. That's when I tend to have the O2s get stuck in there and take the threads out and everything else. So I prefer not to do it then. But right now, I mean, the cat seems to be doing what it's doing and what it's supposed to do, and the upstream O2 seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. Like I said, as you can see there, the upstream O2 is supposed to be switching back and forth and back and forth. And there you see the downstream is much slower. And that's what it's supposed to be, much slower. So, like I said, the O2 is from heating up. That's possible. If this thing had gotten coolant in the exhaust system from whatever happened, like I said, I couldn't see a new radiator being replaced, but maybe it had a blown head gasket. I have no idea. I have the slightest idea. So, but I think we're going to end this here. Like I said, it's just basically so you can see what I go through on a daily basis. And that's it. All right. Hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.